What is up, my fairy amigos, and welcome back to the channel for another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Zombies guide. And today what I have you guys is going to be the Steak Knife on Dead of the Night. This is a really easy quest to do to get an upgraded knife in Dead of the Night. The only requirements are going to be the shield, and I would recommend the Alistair's Annihilator upgraded to the Chaos Theory. Just the Chaos Theory. First thing we would need to do is go ahead and open a Pack-a-Punch. I'm not going to go through the process. We definitely need to open. When we open up Pack-a-Punch, we need to go all the way towards the path that leads to the mystery box. And on the left-hand side, you're going to see two trees, both lit with lamps. You're going to look for the one that's smaller. And on that smaller tree, above the lamp, you're going to see a stone. Now, it has a stone with a familiar marking, meaning the markings we saw in Voyage of Despair's main quest. What we need to do is look directly at it until we can see 4 stones aligned in a line. The best spot to stand in to look at this would be have the lamp, or the stone with the lamp on it, be the third one in the line, and you get this order right every time. We need to keep a mental note of what these stones look like. So in my game, my stones were down triangle with no line, up triangle with a line, up triangle with no line, and down triangle with no line. Remember those in that order, the way you see them. Now that we have our stones, we need to go into the greenhouse section. There are going to be 4 stones that correlate to this. First one can be found on the awning area with the D symbol. It's going to be right here on the ledge. The second one's going to be right behind the vapor walleye. For the third one, you're going to go over to the perk, and it's going to be behind the perk. It's very hard to see this one. It's going to be right there. And as for the last one, you need to go to the right of the perk. It's going to be on this ledge here, just sitting beside the concrete pillar. Now with this, we need to shoot the stones in order that we saw in the trees. Now some guides, a lot of guides actually said that you need silver bullets. I'm here to prove that wrong. First thing I shot with was the silver bullet Spitfire. That one I had down triangle. So I shot that one there. And the next one I had up triangle with a line. I pulled out a vapor. That was fresh off the wall. And look what I did. Bam! Shot it without silver bullets. Yeah! So yeah, you don't need silver bullets for this at all. So just keep that in mind. That's why it's not a requirement for this. My guess is that when we were making the guides that we already had silver bullets to kill the werewolf for the wonder weapon. So that's kind of the snowball effect that happened. You don't need silver bullets at all. Anyway, the third one was up triangle. So I shot that one there. And the last one was down triangle with a line. And when I shot that one, you will get a character quote saying you're on the right track. But if you do not get the character quote and all your stones disappear for shooting the wrong one, you will not have them for the entire game. Keep that in mind. It is a high risk, high reward Easter egg. Now, when we shot all 4 of our stones, we need to go back into the forest. We now need to go to the large stump that's close to the lantern. On this stump here, you're going to see our stones engraved into the wood. What we're going to need now is the Bowie knife. We need to melee the stones in order that we saw in the trees. So the first one was down triangle with no line. I meleeed that first with the Bowie knife. Second one was up. Same thing. Up with no line. And then down with no line. Luckily, these go in order from left to right as soon as you start. So it starts closest to the mystery box, like pointing to the mystery box, so to speak. And then it rotates like that. Now that we have that meleeed all 4, we then need to take our shield. It only takes 1 shield bash. So if we look at the stone again and shield bash the stone. When you do that right, the tree that the steak knife will come out of is just going to fall out of the tree. Now what we need to do is make sure we absolutely have our chaos theory. The reason I'm having you do this is simply for what we need next. In the mausoleum, right in front of the perk machine, you're going to see this table here that looks like an altar. I mentioned it in the main quest when I think it's part of the longer one when I was doing the build-up. This is a soul box for vampire souls specifically. You need about 10. The reason we are doing the Chaos Theory is to make sure we have vampire bile to summon the Crimson Nosferatu. This will summon a ton of vampires for us. When we get our 10, the stake will no longer collect souls. And then we can pick up the stake that's on top of the altar, and then we can take it over to the steak knife table in the mausoleum, cemetery section. If you want to take this a step further, you can go ahead and craft the steak knife and then go into the dining hall. There is an achievement to get a vampire kill within a dining hall using the steak knife. This is how you do it. It's simple. Craft the steak knife, walk a vampire over, stab him in the dining hall. And that's all. And thank you for watching, and peace out.